Oh, well, you were granted an injury exception when you have players that are out, more than 3 players that are out with injury, and that player has to be out for more than 3 games. So obviously, with our injuries, we could be granted another injury exception coming up because after Friday's game, that'll be Paul's 3rd missed game. So with all the injuries that we've had, the NBA recognizes that, and they give NBA teams some wiggle room to add players. So you're not playing with 7 guys on your bench. Once we get healthy and guys start coming back, you have to cut those players. So you can't have 18, 19 guys on your roster, obviously. So once we get healthy, we'll make the necessary adjustments to the roster.
What do you hope to get from Nick Young?
Obviously he got in here yesterday, has only gone through a shoot around, so there's a chance he could get thrown out there tonight. But the good thing about this week is we have 3 days in between the next game, get him some practice time, get him caught up to speed, terminology, philosophy. But one thing we know about Nick Young, whatever uniform he's worn, he's a proven scorer and he is a proven shooter. 38% from the 3-point line for his career, and he's got very good size. So we can throw him out there, add some shooting, a healthy body with the size that's got championship experience. I don't think that's a bad thing to have when we're down as many bodies as we are.
Last time you played Memphis, it was a defensive struggle. Do you expect the same thing tonight?
Yes, I do. It was 89-87. They are last in the NBA in pace. They are first in the NBA in overall passes per game. That's the kind of game they want. Obviously, we will look at every opportunity to try and create pace and get some tempo into the game, but they do a great job of playing their style of basketball. The biggest key for us, though, will be offensively, can we value the ball? They do a great job of turning teams over and converting those turnovers into 20 points a night, and that was a big reason we lost that game in Memphis. 19 turnovers, 23 points. Cannot do the same thing tonight and expect to win.
Just looking at their profile, are they one of the hardest teams in the NBA to prep for, given how they enjoy playing so slow and just laboriously?
I think there's a lot of teams that are hard to prepare for. For me, it's first turnover of the night right there. For me, obviously, it's we've played them. We kind of know what they do, how they do it. The biggest challenge for us is obviously having the amount of few bodies that we have, plugging guys in, and all of our guys right now are playing in expanded roles. And start the year, you're a role player. All these injuries, now you're starting and you're playing major minutes off the bench. And can you handle those minutes efficiently and effectively? And that's going to be the biggest challenge for our guys right now.
The injuries that Jamal has played through this year, is that where you attribute a lot of his shooting struggles to, just battling through that stuff?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's he struggled in Atlanta, but we can't say all of it was injuries. Being able to pass the ball from point A to point B isn't an injury, and that's just being able to make a good pass. He's gotten a lot of great looks this year, so not being 100%, I'm sure there's something to that. But at the same time, I think a lot of our guys, it's not just Jamal. You look at down the line on our roster, we have a lot of guys that are shooting well below their averages from the 3-point line especially. And I think being healthier and feeling better physically would definitely help that, but you can't put it all on that. I think that would be too convenient of an excuse for all of our players.
Poor passing was, something you kind of highlighted after the Atlanta game. Is that something you guys have talked about as a team, and why do you think there was that sloppiness against Atlanta?
I think probably some fatigue, emotionally, physically. End of a long road trip, 3rd game in 4 nights, limited bodies, but it's also bad habits. We spent part of shoot-around today working on something as simple as feeding the post, which we have done numerous times this year. And, we can't get the ball to the open man at times. And Atlanta is a very aggressive defensive team. That's what they do. Tonight, Memphis is a very aggressive defensive team. That's what they do. And if we're not sharp with our passing, on time, on target, we don't set our man up, and the receiver doesn't hold his man off, which is also part of it. They're going to get steals, they're going to get deflections, and that will not be good for us tonight.
Without practice time, what is harder to plug into with the new guys, new face, offense or defense for you guys?
Probably defense. Offensively, as you know, Scott, we give our guys a lot of freedom, so a lot of it is more spacing. We're not a team that's calling 35 sets a night. and I'm stopping the break so we can run a half-court set. We're at our best when we play with pace. We get up and down, and we spread the floor, and we move bodies, we move the ball. But defensively, I think, just getting guys up to speed on what the terminology is, what our philosophy is, and what our adjustments are, that takes a little bit more time. So I'd say defensively on that question.
How impressive has Jaren Jackson been for the Grizzlies this season?
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. I mean, when you're that size and you have the ability to protect the basket, block shots, and then step outside and hit big threes, that is not many bigs have that combination of skill: elite shot blocking, rim protector, and the ability to step outside. Last time we played them in Memphis, he really hurt us. He had himself a hell of a game, and the scary thing is he's only going to get better. So they have a great young player in Jackson, and he's around two great vets in Mike Conley and Marc Gasol, who I'm sure he's learning a ton from as well.
One more.
Coach, given his presence, you mentioned this morning that you're going to try to take it day by day with the injuries. Is there any inclination to maybe go with Mason or something instead of Trey, trying to match up with Jaren Jackson?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to take it game by game. Going into the Atlanta game, we went with Trey Lyles. I told both Trey and Mason that morning, we're going to look at this, at least in the short term, game by game. What lineup will give us the best chance to match up, and most importantly, have success. It could be Trey, could be Mason on any given night. The great thing about those guys is whether they start or come off the bench, they know they're going to get heavy minutes. And we need guys to step up. I mean, when you have three starters out and Jamal is banged up as he is, we need everybody to step up and play their A game to have any chance to win against a very, very good team in Memphis.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, everybody.